Hey everyone, welcome to the Elite Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Papa, along with my co-host, William McClellan. How you doing today, Will?
Good, bro. How we living?
Man, dude, great day. We got an exciting guest, and I'm definitely excited to talk to him. Today, we're going to have on Fernando Mendoza. He is currently a Pensacola native, but originally grew up in Venezuela and then college years in Mexico. Came back in the United States in 2020, started off as a waiter, and then found his way into wholesaling. And he has such an interesting tactic for doing this that brings his success well. A lot of people think they got to spend a whole lot of money to get going, but this is the sticky note wholesaler. So without further ado, Fernando Mendoza, welcome to the show.
Bring him on.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. I'm excited. It's been a long time, coming, but I'm glad we're finally doing it.
Yeah, dude. No, definitely super excited. So let's get things kicked off. So for the listeners, all right, Fernando's the man. You might better know him as Alex. Okay, so we're gonna start off there. So to kick us way back, tell us a little bit about who Fernando Alex is, how that came up. Your background, where you grew up, and just let the listeners know a little bit. But I'm sure they've seen Alex somewhere around town for sure.
For sure. So my full name is Fernando Alejandro Mendoza, right? And not a ton of people call me Alex, but a couple of my college friends did call me Alex. And so when I started putting out sticky notes, for my wholesaling business, I did originally start putting my first name on it, which is Fernando. And I noticed that a lot of the people were, asking me, we don't want gardening services, or we don't need any landscaping services from you, blah. And I'm like, no, it's not that. And I had to go into the whole spiel.
Really? That was the name change.
That was the name. That, and I also split tested it too. So once I think this was years ago. Like this was probably like 2.5 years ago now. But I remember there was a significant increase in calls if I used my middle name.
Wow.
And
the reason I'm smiling so hard is I'm laughing because my personal assistant I have from Egypt, his name is Salah Muhammad. Great guy, helps me out a whole lot.
Right.
When he's writing my emails to people, he's John Sweet.
No, I mean,
we just know that John Sweet's going to get more answers than Salah Muhammad. It's just going to be how it is.
It's a thing. It's a thing. And then I think a peer of mine, I was like talking to him about, he asked me the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, just for some reason I get more calls. And he told me that he read in a book somewhere that more common names usually, people respond better to it. And so I'm like, okay, well, can't go more common than Alex, right? So I'm like, okay. And I'm not lying because it is part of my middle name, which is abbreviated. And so I'm like, this is who I'm gonna be in this industry for the time being.
Dude, I love that. So for the listeners that are a little unfamiliar with who Alex is and what that means to your business, go ahead and drop a line on what you're doing, why the success has worked so well, because I think you guys are going to love, you guys understand now how he got to Alex, but the premise of what he does is amazing.
Will, before he does that, let's just get a little brief 3-minute summary, kind of like, which I know is asking a lot in 3 minutes, but let's take us a little bit from childhood in Venezuela, college in Mexico to America, like, and how that path. Sure. Then to bring it to Will's question of how you're doing it there. But I think startup story, like the background story, sometimes is really great to adds into.
You're right. You're right. No,
for sure.
I blew past that. I was like,
yeah,
you're good.
Your childhood's unique. It's different than mine, so I want to know about it.
Yeah, I love talking about it. So I am originally from Pensacola. Like I was born here at Sacred Heart Hospital. I grew up, from my mom's Venezuelan, my dad's Mexican. They owned restaurants here when I was growing up. And in 2000, I think it was 8. So right before everything, happened, with the Great Recession and all that, we moved to Venezuela. Luckily, my parents were able to sell their home before everything, went terribly. And so we moved there, and I basically grew up my teenage years in Venezuela. I went to high school there, a little bit of elementary school, middle school, all of middle school, and without learning a lick of Spanish. And so
Wow.
yeah. So it was definitely a big learning curve. I remember like I knew a little bit because my parents like would speak to me in Spanish here in the States, but like I couldn't read it. I couldn't, speak it too well. Like I would, words would be so like mixed up for me. And so it was a big, big learning curve. I remember,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
Obviously you're a kid, you're 9, 10 years old at the time. And so
So you really are more of an Alex than an Alejandro.
I mean, maybe honestly, at this point, I would say I'm definitely like 50-50. Definitely 50-50 because like it was 10 years of my like formative years, right? So I definitely grew into my Hispanic side, if you will.
Okay.
So
cool, man.
So that's what the 10 years of my life. Once I graduated high school, I I don't know if people are aware with everything going on in Venezuela, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty terrible stuff going on over there. And so my mom and dad were like, we don't want this kid, going off to college parties in Venezuela because things are going to get a little crazy here. So they're like, you know what, let's go to Mexico. My dad's from there. He can have a great college education over there. And so, yeah, we basically up and moved. My parents literally like took all of our belongings, put them in a big container, and like, let's go to Mexico. And so and we went to a state called Querétaro, which is actually very modern, very like industrial. It's probably one of the nicest cities you'll ever see in Mexico, just how clean and safe and just how Americanized, I guess it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I went to college over there, got a degree in marketing. Funny enough, I didn't think I didn't want to go to college, but my parents made me. So typical story of like, I didn't want to do it. I want to find my own way. But, me being a people pleaser, I want to please my parents. And so funny enough, I got a degree in marketing, which at the time didn't think it was going to help me, but luckily, things pan out and it definitely did. And so once I graduated, I came back to the States in 2020, crazy time. COVID was happening, didn't have a way, but my, I guess I didn't mention this before, but my family, I have uncles that own a lot of Mexican restaurants here in town and across like the South. So they have Louisiana. So if you guys have ever heard of like El Paso, Vallarta's, Pedro's, any of those Mexican restaurants, that's from the fam.
Okay.
So,
I've been to every single one of them.
A lot of Pedros.
My buddy Bryce and I, Bryce Thickpin, we like to go to Vallarta's over here in town every so often, just shoot the shit.
What side of town are you on?
Well, I live here in East Hill, but
okay, I got you. He lives right by me.
Man, it's right up the street from me. So and like I said, Will's by Bryce. So you just got to hit us up on the next time. We love some tacos.
Oh yeah, guys, we should definitely do it because we always have, every time we go there, we always have a couple drinks. We have some fun.
We love Bryce too. So yeah, no, that's great. No, so all right, now bring us back to Will's question on how you're doing it, or if you want to take us briefly from 2020 to present. And then get in the action.
Yeah, so basically, I came back to the States in 2020 after graduating, and I went to Vicksburg, Mississippi, of all places, where where my uncles were opening up a restaurant. Didn't last there very long because it's not an easy place to be. So I'm like, okay,
over there.
It's a thing, man. I don't want to speak too bad of anywhere, but
yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
I get it. Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. And so came back to Pensacola, worked at my uncle's restaurants here. Pretty good. Definitely developed my speaking skills because, believe it or not, I was actually very introverted, didn't like to talk to people. But you talk to, I don't know, 50 tables a day, every single day. You're going to come out of your shell like that. And so, yeah. And then I did that for 2020. So I found wholesaling in 2022. Just because I wanted to find a way of making, just growing as a person, finding a different way to make money or more money or whatever. And so funny enough, I actually found wholesaling on TikTok and I was hooked. And then And then shortly after that, I got my first deal, and then the rest is history, man.
Who else told us about TikTok wholesaling? Was that last week, Sim? I think it was with the multifamily mastermind, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
I think so.
So anyone that's listening, like if you're trying to find alternative ways from like traditional big conferences and things that cost a lot of upfront money, there's a lot of people we've had on the show that have done very, very well for themselves from free social media outlets and things like that.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
YouTube University has definitely educated a lot of our people.
Oh, absolutely. Like everything I know about real estate or about wholesaling is just this computer right here, and just like hours of wanting to know more. And you just have to have, I guess, initiative, right? But you can
that's the key.
Everything's right here. Everything's right here.
Yeah. So while working as a waiter, what initially sparked that interest in real estate and specifically wholesaling?
Well, I wanted to find something that didn't need a ton of capital, and it didn't take like any requirements, like any licenses or anything like that, and that could produce a pretty good income. And honestly, just after like looking into wholesaling and just like really digging deep into it, it really like checked off all those boxes. Like you don't really need a ton. You don't need any money to start, just to find a deal and to sell it to an investor, right?
Mm-hmm.
All you need is like either, if you don't have money, you have time, and if you don't have time, you can use money, I guess. But like, it's just a very, very great. I tell people all the time, like wholesaling is like the best business model for me, in my opinion, because like there's no risk to it, basically. Like it's just the best. And so it just checked off a lot of those boxes for me, because I just didn't want to wait tables the rest of my life, and I knew I always had like potential for more. And so wholesaling was just like the perfect option for me. And I knew real estate was like, people always hear those statistics of like, what is it, like 80% of millionaires are made through real estate. And so I'm like, okay, this is real estate adjacent, why not just because I think
it's real estate. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're in it, man. You're in it.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of times I think it's more of a marketing and sales thing, but
it
but
is
for
definitely.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, it's real estate. And so I'm like, okay. And it was just like a no-brainer for me. I'm like, oh, it's got all the boxes. Why not just, shoot for it? And I heard that the Panhandle is like a great market for it. So I'm like, the stars are aligning for me. And so I'm like,
plus all your family's here. They're opening restaurants. They've got a lot of contacts. So I want to stop you there, because I think something that's very interesting that you just mentioned is something that when people get into wholesaling, they don't do well. The wholesaling is a marketing business, and it's all about touch points, lead generation, and then from there closing and finalizing and following up to get the deal done.
But honestly, you got to be great at sales and closing. I mean, because it's
And
absolutely.
I'm curious on your end. I think a lot of people they'll get a deal. Deal kind of makes sense, but then they can't offload it, right? But here in the Panhandle, I think there's great opportunity for joint ventures and things like that. For if you're just getting a whole bunch of lead flow and you're super gung ho and you're have a ton of initiative and your marketing material is working, like there's great opportunities to partner up and do things until you get there's a lot of moving pieces in the business. So kind of talk to us about that, because you went to school for marketing and you're kind of separating here, like, hey, it is a real estate business. Real estate is more of the vessel, but the lifeline and the heartbeat is the marketing aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would say like the blood of this business is marketing and lead generation. Like if you don't have leads coming to you or you going to them, like you don't have a business. Well, in anything, right? But specifically this one, because like the reason I call it real estate adjacent is because I'm not buying real estate. It's just like the product, it's like, it's not even the product, it's the contract, wholesaling is just flipping contracts. And flipping paper. Exactly. Flipping paper. And so you just need a lot of the inputs to get the outputs in terms of lead generation, which in my case is just putting out an insane amount of sticky notes on doors and having people call you and being like, what is this? But putting so much dirt into the machine, you're gonna eventually funnel people that are interested. And then you're right, those people that that do say yes, sometimes it's not always going to be like a simple, oh yeah, cash offer, whatever you want. Yeah, 50,000, I'll take that. It's never that easy. I mean, honestly, my first deal was probably the easiest deal I've ever done, and I haven't had an easier one since. And I'll let you guys know about that.
Hey, that was going to be my next question. So it's a 4-part. Walk us through the first deal. How'd you find it? What challenges you faced? And how much money did you make?
Okay, great.
he was already there, Sam.
Yeah. Great. I got my first deal in May of 2022.
Okay.
And so I started off just like everyone else, at least I think this is how everyone else starts, which is cold calling. And so I just grabbed a list of, I think it was driving for dollars. So I just went out and collected a bunch of addresses, and I just started ripping the phones. And to be honest, I was very lucky. I was very lucky that I got this lead relatively fast, and they were ready to sell pretty soon, and I didn't have to do much follow-up. And so in that case, I do think I captured lightning in a bottle in a sense, because not many people are that fortunate. And it was my first month, by the way.
But you were hustling though, right?
I mean, I was hustling to get the addresses for sure, but once I was ripping the phones, it happened
pretty quick from the phone calls.
It happened pretty quick from getting that person to say yes, to setting the appointment, to going on the appointment, and getting the contract signed.
So from not from the customer journey, but for the life cycle of your prospects and how you built the business. Let's kind of roll through that, because I know a ton of people are going to be interested, and also you guys need to be watching out.
Oh wait, we didn't find out how much money you made on this deal.
Yeah. We're gonna get there. But there's a lot of steps that are going into this. We got to save the gold, man.
Okay.
Because in the business of building businesses, that's the hardest part, and that's the scariest part, right? So for our listeners, what they're about to learn is that you're about to come out with a course, right?
No.
Yeah, dude, it's live now. Live. So this guy's full of so much knowledge. So I just want to get a high level. How'd you find the addresses? And this is just reiterating kind of what you said.
Sure. Yeah. So driving for dollars, just going in your car, walking around your neighborhood, and jotting down a bunch of distressed looking properties, their addresses. Doing that. Get a lead list, if you will. And then after that, find a way to contact them, which, in this industry, we call it skip tracing, which at the time cost a pretty penny. It cost anywhere from 5 to 12 cents a lead. Now you can basically get it for free anywhere on any of these big softwares. But
so you drove for dollars,
right?
And then you paid to skip trace them.
Exactly.
Okay, so then now you have it. So what was your goal, or in your mind? I'm gonna drive for X many houses today, and I'm gonna drive for X many houses this day, and then once I get this sheet to 100, 1,000, 2,000,
how many did you get?
Whatever that was.
What was the
now
number?
I'm gonna skip trace it.
Right. I think for that first deal, like I said, it was pretty lightning in a bottle. I think I had 500 addresses. Because I heard a statistic. I heard a statistic way back when. This was 3 years ago. Who knows if it's changed by now? But I heard that a list of 500 driving for dollars properties is worth more than any high equity or vacant list you can get. So,
totally, dude, 500% agree. So how long did it take?
That's actually what Will and I do to get our own deals, is drive for dollars and make a list. I mean, what you're saying is exactly how we put all of our lots under contract.
Scooting. Oh, really? That's awesome. Dude. Been scooting around downtown, bro. No joke. If you catch me on a scooter on a Sunday, you know what I'm doing. I'm on land glide in one hand and I'm scooting on the other.
Wait, what do you have in one hand? What was it?
Land glide is what we use. Is the app we use to get owner information.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll lace you up with some game while we're talking.
Let's do it.
I pin all the addresses, and then I can export that file and I can download it as a CSV. And then same thing, for all the listeners, I'll take that. And then I'll run it through, just like Fernando was saying, most softwares now, lead generation, if you're paying for it, it's 2 cents a lead or something. It's like very nominal fees. So you can get started. You just you have to hustle to start. And then it's free for a lot of softwares if you're paying monthly fees and things like that.
Exactly.
But okay, so you got the 500 addresses. So
Right.
how did you do that? Because that's kind of a grind. And how long did that take?
I'm trying to think. Again, this is so long ago, but I definitely was in my car. I think I was using PropStream at the time, and it had like a little, at the time, that was, and it had a Driving for Dollars app. It didn't take me that long because
like a week.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I figured it'd take it, 80 to 100 houses a day. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say it took me about a week to get 500, and so, it took about a week or so.
Cool.
I wouldn't
say. So you got on the phone. How many phone calls did till you got this one?
And did you have a script, or were you just like practicing on these 500?
No, I mean, not the way I went about it, and I still go about it, to be honest, is like, I just want to be a local guy. I'm not this big company. I'm not part of this big enterprise that we buy nationwide or anything. No, I'm just your local. I'm your local guy. I'm your neighbor that happens to buy ugly properties, and I'd like to buy yours. And so
I love it.
Yeah, for some reason I always got this idea in my head that people have a stigma towards these big companies that are just buying all these properties.
I was coaching someone on that the other day when they were forming up a wholesale business. I told them, like, you're better off just being so and so who buys homes, because people like a smaller, like they like dealing with a local person,
Exactly.
So yeah, I think you're spot on with that.
And I still and that's still how I run it. Like, I'm still like a local guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so
you called about how many until you got that one on?
Gosh, guys, it was low. It was like probably 100.
Okay.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah. But
that's 1% conversion rates, right? So you guys need to understand that as like a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome though.
So 100 calls, you said it was pretty quick. What did you end up get? What was your assignment fee on that deal?
So okay. So before I tell you that,
walk us through the deal, because the first deal is always a grind.
So
every deal is always a grind. I'm kidding.
Every deal is a grind, but I promise you, my first deal has been the easiest deal I've done so far.
I got a follow-up question on the ease of that. So after you give me the price, I got a question about how the easy part. But yeah.
Okay, I'll let you know. So I got the person, they're interested in selling. I'm like, great. What's your ballpark price? They say 120. I'm like, okay. I hang up. I'm like, I'll call you back in a second to let you know. I run my numbers. 120 is pretty good for it. I'm like, okay. I think I'm in the same ballpark. When can I meet you? Tomorrow. Let's do it. And at that point, I've never gotten on any appointment. And so I am very, very nervous. I'm like, how old was I? I think I was like 22 at the time.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a 22-year-old kid. I don't know how to sign any contracts. I don't even know the legality of any of this. And so I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Luckily, I was in the pig group, and I just reached out for help. I'm like, you can probably go back at my post and find it. Like, I'm like, hey guys, I'm a new wholesaler. I'm going to an appointment tomorrow. Can anybody guide me through this? I'm willing to JV just for some help. And my good friend, Angie O'Shea, she reached out to me. She was the first one to reach out to me, and she was like, hey, I'll help you. I'm like, great. And so she's like, hey, do you think we can get it at this price at 120? And she's like, yeah, I think 120 should be good. By the way, this is right before interest rates popped up.
Okay, nice.
This is May 2022. I think interest rates were starting to pop off in like July or August. So
yep, that's actually exactly when.
And so I'm like, okay. So she's like, yeah, 120 should be good. Great. I go to the appointment, take my pictures, tell the seller, like, okay, give me a second. I'll give you an offer. Let me just show these pictures to my partner, which at the time was true. And I still use that, but I'm not talking to anybody on the phone when I go back to my car. Mm-hmm. And so I go back to my car. I'm like, Angie, here are the pictures. What do you think? I'm like, oh, this house is almost turnkey. In my head, like, it looked pretty rough, but it's like rough. after you actually see a rough house, you know what a rough house is. And this
Right.
like this house had a completely remodeled bathroom. The roof was not, wasn't terrible at all. Like had new flooring too. I'm like, oh, this, but you just look at it different. And so Angie's like, yeah, get it at 120. I'm like, okay, I don't know how to fill out any contracts. How do I do this? I'm like, okay. She was at lunch with her friends, I think. And she sends me, she's very sweet. She stepped out of her lunch to send me a pre-filled contract that she had from one of her deals. And she's like, basically like fill in the blanks just with the information for this house. I'm like, great. I do it. And like 120. And they're like, let me think about it. And let me think about it, but I think we're good. And at the time I'm like, great. They're going to take it. They're going to take it. They said we're good. They're just going to get back to me tomorrow. I was so naive because obviously nowadays, whenever you hear like, I'll get back to you, like, and then the next day comes and it's like crickets. You don't hear anything.
You might be shopping it. Yeah.
Exactly. Or whatever it is. Luckily wasn't the case on this one. They're like, okay, we'll take it. 120. I come back the next day. We both sign and I have my first purchase and sale agreement contract ready to go. And I got it for 120. And I JV'd with Angie because she had a big buyers list. She still does. And Angie, you sell it because I don't have any buyers. I don't know how to dispo this. And she's like, sure. And
so, for those listening, what's a dispo?
Disposition. So it's basically when you sell your deal.
Right. So kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Sometimes you're really, really good at marketing and you start getting all these leads, and the next thing you have things under contract and then they expire. That's what we do. And that's how you get a bad name quick, right?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, oh, this guy dragged me on for 30 days, then another 30 days, and then it goes bad fast.
No, you'll get burned really quickly.
And what's great about this, I didn't even know your first deal was a JV. I had mentioned that before we even talked about it. Like, I think there's such a great resource and group of really great investors in this area that aren't hyper competitive. Like when I was in Atlanta, there were meetups, but then it was like pretty cutthroat.
Really? Okay.
You could find good people. You had to like search out. Like I think there's a lot of really great meetups and groups here where that's kind of the consensus, which is kind of neat. It's kind of cool.
Oh no, like I am so fortunate that I'm here in the Panhandle because even though yes, technically we're all in competition, but we're all collaborating too. Like
totally,
I have done deals with my quote unquote competitors, and we both win because they have something I don't have, and I have something they don't have. And so yeah, this area is very collaborative, and everyone is like super nice. Anyways, let me tell you why this is the easiest deal I've ever done. Because so Angie has a contract and she starts marketing it, and we sell it the same day for our buy it now price, sight unseen.
What?
Wow. Well, so what was the buy it now price?
Tell me the buy it now price.
The buy it now price was $145, so it was a $25,000.
Okay, cool. 50-50 split it.
50-50 split, so we each made $12.5K on it.
Dude, that's sick.
Most amount of money I've ever made on a single transaction, and it just blew my mind.
Okay, so now for my follow-up question.
That's insane on the first deal, bro.
You've done some other deals.
Insane.
Yeah. Now you've done some other deals that weren't as quick and easy. Mm-hmm. Do you think having that first deal be kind of easy hooked you really good to be into it? Or do you think if you would have had a little bit more challenging deal, you might have been like, screw this. Like,
I think that deal absolutely hooked me into wholesaling.
Cool.
I think it absolutely did because how pretty much quote unquote easy it was, because it really kind of was pretty easy. I'm like, this is great. How is not everyone in the world doing this? Like, what is going on?
So did you end up telling anybody at the restaurant what you were doing, or did you keep quiet a little while?
No, I did. I was telling people what I was doing because I was just so excited. You know how people say like don't tell what you're doing because people ruin things. I understand that, but I am so excited that I love to show people what I'm doing, just out of sheer excitement.
So at what point did you realize like, okay, I'm about to leave my job at the restaurant and go into this full time?
It didn't happen for a while. I think it took 2 years. 2 years. So I was doing wholesaling part-time for 2 years. Just for a little context too. So that deal was super easy, right? Sight unseen. I have never ever sold another property sight unseen again.
Oh, no way. Do you have one?
Just the one. Never sold another one sight unseen ever again.
Jeez.
And so got that first deal. Interest rates, shot up. Buyers that used to buy were gone. That buyer that bought that deal, haven't heard from her since.
No way.
Yeah, I think she left real estate, to be honest. But and from the point of that deal to get my second deal, it took 6 months.
Okay. No, I mean that's a pretty good grind. So
that's a big grind.
Give us like kind of a quick on that 6 months so we can keep going. Like what were you still hustling, still trying to get a couple hundred leads a week, or like how was all that going?
So I think a big mistake that I did was I was trying to do a lot of different marketing channels by myself at the same time, I mean. And so because I was doing calling, but I was also texting, and I was also doing a little bit of sticky notes, and I was split too thin. I to be honest, I should have just done one channel, and just went hard on that, because I think it would have yielded better results. But what was the question?
Oh, just like so were you still like you said? I was just asking if you were still like putting as much of the output as you did originally, as far as trying to add leads, call them, like it was just tough times, so that's why it took a while.
Yeah, for sure. Same deal. Like I was driving for dollars every single week. I think I'll have to check my old CRM, but I think I ended up accumulating around like $4,000 or $5,000 driving for dollars leads.
Wow.
And that a lot. But I made so many mistakes too. Like it didn't occur to me that you can call the list more than once. Like it didn't occur to me.
Follow-ups are big. Like that's one of the things I hear about a lot of wholesalers that close on a lot of deals. A lot of them is they get someone on their list and they call them quarterly for a couple of years. They finally close it.
Absolutely. Like the follow-up game is super crucial for this, because I feel like you gotta have two parts of it, right? For contract acquisition, as I like to call it. You gotta get the new people in the door, so the new leads, so the new sticky notes, new calls, new text, whatever it is, and you gotta keep the ones that already said yes warm, the ones in your pipeline. So if you have both of them going simultaneously, like keeping them both warm, you're gonna get deals. Like you're gonna get deals. It's either gonna come from the new people, or it's gonna come from your follow-ups. But you're gonna get deals if you just like always keep them in.
Nice.
Keep that sales cycle through, right? The customer life cycle. A no is never a no. It's just a not right now.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Not right now, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you went full time in about mid 2024. What changed about your daily routine and mindset when you went full time?
So I remember when I went full time. So the reason I went full time is because I've been doing it for a while, had a great amount of money set aside, and had so much knowledge on it. I'm like, okay, I know that doing this amount of volume of sticky notes will produce this amount of deals. And so I'm like, okay, I feel pretty comfortable. My mindset, I remember when I quit my job, I had all this quote unquote free time now. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I get up and I honestly, I was freaked out for the first like couple days, because I'm like, oh dang, like if I don't do anything, I'm not making money.
Right. Dude, the hustle sets in.
No, I was like totally freaked out, because I'm like, oh, like it's not like I don't have a job that
not having a boss can be scary for some people, because some people don't know what to do and you don't have anyone to tell you what to do.
Absolutely. And I was totally victim to that too. And I'm just like, okay, let me see what I got to figure out my routine now, because before it was like I'm putting out notes on my off days, right? I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing on my off days from my job. But now it's like, okay, I got to structure my time. What time am I getting up? What time am I hitting the streets? What time am I doing my follow-ups? What time am I setting up my appointments? Like so many different things that I didn't have figured out, and I was just winging it for the first 2 years, Mm-hmm. And so the mindset was just restructuring my routine and just figuring out a way how to keep everything consistent, and keeping myself keeping myself busy and motivated, I would say.
And how'd you do that?
I just sat down one day, honestly, and I'm just like, okay, I'm doing this from this time to this. So sticky notes, I probably get up around any time from like 6 to 8. I don't really set an alarm, but from 6 to 8, I'm pretty much getting up anywhere between that. And then I get up, take a shower, put on all my gear. As I put on athletic clothes because I like for people to think I'm just like going out doing some exercise. And I hit the streets of Pensacola from like, let me think, anywhere from like 9:30 when people are already gone to their jobs, and it takes me around 3 hours. So around, I would say 12:31, I'm done.
Every
And
day. So about 15 hours a week. So you're 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, you're rolling it.
Exactly.
And so how many in that 3 hours, how many notes are you putting out?
100.
That's the goal. I'm doing 100. It's either going to take me this long or this long, depending
Exactly.
on. Okay.
Yeah. Open to goal,
Cool.
as we like to say.
Yeah. So do you kind of just, okay, this is my zip code. These are my streets that I'm doing today. You map out the whole week, or are you still driving for dollars to get a basic lead set, and then you're going to hit them, or?
No. So at the beginning, I complicated. It was a whole thing. I'm like, I gotta figure out what street I got. Are these vacant properties? Are these like what?
Right.
And then it was just such a logistical hassle that I'm just like, you know what? If I just hit every house and do so much volume, I will get deals. I will get people.
Okay, cool. I was wondering because I was like, dude, 100 houses a day, and then you got to know where you're going. I'm like, this guy's doing 30,000 steps a day. If he's skipping houses and going all around street to street.
Oh yeah, my step count is crazy.
It's crazy.
What is your average step count about? I'm curious.
It's 20,000. It's not 30. It's 20.
Yeah, I mean that is solid though. I mean, because like I'm a walker. Like I mean, I walk all the time, and I average about 14 to 15. So
really? Okay, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, but I just do it, exercise. So I mean, no, that is incredible.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Mandy. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, for Fernando, like put it in the chat or anything, because
absolutely.
We're super excited that people are tuning in, checking everything out. I do have a big question here. So as you kind of transitioned, what's your deal finding process look like when you get back? Okay, you do the 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You hit 100 doors.
Mm-hmm.
You get 500 a week, 2,000 a month on average. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. How many leads is that bringing in? And it can be broad.
Sure.
What is the back end of the business look like? Like we now know the marketing strategy you're turning it, mm-hmm. And then to get to that point, how are you prepping the next 100 for the next day? You're writing them out. You got a new process for that. You're working different types of things. I'm sure there's just so many cool little marketing, golden nuggets that are hidden that you have. And share what you want. Don't share what you don't want to. But I think it's amazing.
I mean, I'm an open book. Like I share a lot of what I do, like on social media. So, so the way that I have the messaging I have on my notes currently is, hey, I have a quick question. Please give me a call back. Name, number.
That's it. Just straight up.
That's it.
And I'm following you, Alex. I'm like, who the hell is Alex? What kind of question is this?
Exactly, because at the end of the day, that's what lead finding is. It's just you want a raised hand, and then after that, it's just selling. You're in sales now. So yeah, I leave it super ambiguous, and that will lead to anywhere from a 30 to a 40% contact rate. So for every 100.
Wow. That must be going insane.
Yeah, that is incredible. I mean, most people want to get like a 2% contact rate. So I mean,
when you're sending letters out, like a 2% conversion is really good. Yeah.
So that's great. So that means almost 1 out of 3 notes you put out gets you a call.
Yeah. Or like, you put out 100, 30 to 40 people are calling you back.
Dude, wow. That is awesome.
Wow.
And so from there, around 5%, the numbers have changed. So at the beginning, the total for the total amount of sticky notes at the beginning, 5% of people were converting into leads, into engaged leads, what I call them, which is people that, yes, I'm interested in selling. I think I've done so much in Pensacola now that the number has dropped because I've hit the same houses multiple times. And so now it's anywhere from like a 3%. Yeah, I would say 3% from sticky note to engaged lead ratio. So
You got to change your name to Joe on those notes and repost
yeah,
it.
it's something I'm currently figuring it out.
That's
out.
interesting. So are you tracking by date you're getting called, date you're getting a text,
Yeah.
versus the street that you were on that day, and the like where you're getting the most calls from what streets, and then how are you filtering out leads? Like what is that CRM, I guess, or at least whatever you're doing, maybe your project management tool, like using Asana or something, of how you're hitting and rolling things.
Sure. It's very simple. I have a spinner wheel of all the zip codes.
Like like Jeopardy, or Wheel of Fortune.
Like Wheel of Fortune, exactly, on my phone. I wish I should have one like physically, right? But no.
Bob Ross in the building.
Exactly. And
no, wait, is that a painter? No, Bob Ross is right. I don't know.
Bob Ross, the painter?
I don't know. Who is the guy from Wheel of Fortune?
I don't know, man.
That's funny.
Blanking.
All right, so you have a spinner wheel.
So I have a spinner wheel with all the zip codes that I like, and all those zip codes my investors like. And
investors liking is key.
Is very key.
Yeah, that's the most key.
Right.
Very key, exactly. And it's something you just develop. You find out after doing so many deals, like, yeah, I'll give people a little nugget here. Like, you find something in 32504, and it's a deal, it's gonna sell pretty quick. As opposed to 32505, which is people are more weary on that area. But anyway, so I have the spinner wheel, and then I click the spinner wheel every day. I'm like, okay, where am I going? And I go to the zip code.
It's funny that you just said that, because we just put a lot under contract there. But go ahead.
It's spotty. It's spotty. There's good spots and bad spots.
Things will sell. It's just the price you're getting them at. You're getting them at.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I get the spinner wheel. I every day click it, go to the zip code that it hits me at, and I just go street by street. It doesn't matter if I already hit it. It doesn't matter if not. I just go. If let's say I hit 32504 today, and it pops up tomorrow again, I'll just hit a different area of the zip code. And if it's every single day for that week, then I hit different areas, or so be it if I hit the same houses.
That is wild. That is the definition of keeping it simple.
Oh yeah,
I
am a big advocate of the KISS strategy.
The KISS factor.
Yeah, right. Keep it simple, stupid. Absolutely.
All right. So question I know everybody wants to know, because this is the exciting stuff wholesale. What's your biggest deal to date, and how did it come together?
My biggest deal, I think, was a 37,000.
Nice.
Okay, that's a solid check. That's almost what a teacher makes in a whole year.
Oh really? Yeah. Well, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so all right. So how did it come together?
A sticky note for sure.
Okay.
Note, and it was in 32504.
Okay. So your favorite, your honey spot.
My favorite. I'll actually tell you my favorite deal in just a second, because I think it's really fun. Okay. But it was in 32504, and it was actually pretty close to my house. Like because I used to live there at the time. I used to live in Scenic Heights, and so I put a sticky note there. I got a call from it, and I would say it took around 2 months of follow up for it, and didn't take that long, to be honest. For a pretty substantial deal, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
and I think this was like, I don't know, year and a half ago.
Okay.
Maybe. That was my biggest deal. And
next go favorite deal, and then let's go. What was the worst deal that fell apart?
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite deal, aside from the first one, my favorite deal was
deal is incredible. That one's insane.
Yeah. No. Favorite deal was actually my second biggest assignment, which was 27,000, which is actually $10,000 less than the other one.
Another solid check, though.
Another solid check, and so I lived in Scenic Heights, and it was literally the house in front of me, in front of the house where I lived.
Dude,
you don't got to go far. You can stay in the hood. Yeah.
That is so interesting. And if you guys didn't weren't on the podcast or didn't hear the episode before, we had another big wholesaler that got his first deal from a house. He had a dog that he walked by every single day. and then he all of a sudden he started listening to the right book, listening to the right podcast, and next thing you know, he's like, "What? Why don't I try to buy this or wholesale it?" And that
Right.
was his first deal. So dude, that's pretty cool.
And the thing about a property and that you see every day, you kind of don't see it anymore. And so I remember, like, I think at the time I was just like, okay, I gotta get another deal. What's going on? And I just, for some reason, I never paid attention to the house literally in front of me until I think one day I saw the lady coming to the house, like the owner, and I just stopped her and I'm like, hey neighbor, how are you? Listen, have you ever considered selling this place? Because I'm looking to buy over here. And she's like, yeah, great. Mind if I see it? Sure, come on in. Nice old lady. Nice.
No way.
Yeah, come by and see it. Sure. And I go inside, and it's a big house. Like it was for Scenic Heights. It's 1,700 square feet. It's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that is big. Yeah, over there.
And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is great. And I'm like, okay, do you have a price range, you want for this place? She's like 160. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, dang, that's just a little too high for me for this to be a deal. And so anyway, it doesn't matter. And I give her a couple minutes or whatever, or actually I think a couple of days went by or whatever. I'm like, okay, we'll talk to you soon. And then I see her again and I'm like, hey, listen, I like this house. I can offer you 120. I think it was. Yeah, I think 125. I think it was 125. Mm-hmm. Here's the contract with it. The price is there. My name's already signed. It'll expire in like 4 days. Let me know. I'll leave the contract with it. Great tip, by the way, to keep people.
I like that tip. I've heard people do that tactic before. Leave the paper. So
yeah, exactly. And put a little expiration date so they can see it.
I think the expiration date is another key nugget. I don't want people to miss out on that because deals that go forever aren't a deal. Stuff that can expire is something people got to jump on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to create urgency, right?
Exactly.
Because if not, they're just going to keep that and then they're going to shop it down.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, well, next person who makes an offer, they can be like, well, I already got this. So
yeah.
And so, anyways, I won't keep it long. She accepts it. So she takes a, what is that? Like a $35,000 reduction. And then I think the next day I start marketing it. And I think that same day I sold it to an investor friend. And
wow.
27,000. We closed in 30 days, I think. And then that was my favorite deal just because the house was literally in front of me.
That's incredible,
awesome.
dude.
So now let's go to the worst one. Which one? Maybe one that fell apart or something. What was
so many.
Yeah, well, maybe not one that fell apart, but one that's just hard to close. Like this, so people understand. Like they're not all. You told some good cakewalk stories.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. This one's fun. This was I think September, October of last year. So just coming up on a year. And so I do this. I get this property under contract in 32505, and I don't know if you guys.
That's a little haunted zip code for you. It sounds like.
So much.
Hey, I live in 32505. By the way, I live in the Marcus Point Villas, though. So the Marcus Point area, is one of the good hubs.
Is that where like Sister Way is? Somewhere around there? No, is that not it?
No, I don't think by me.
Okay.
Marcus Point Golf Club is right down the road. So
yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah, and one of the decent pockets.
Yeah, there's definitely good pockets, but like I just have so much PTSD from that. Like 32505. Stay away.
Michigan Avenue is also in 32505, so I totally feel you.
Yeah. Tough. And so I get this property under contract on right where Ernest Street is. I don't know if you know that. It's like where those townhomes are. It's pretty terrible. But it's like in the little pocket areas where it's not so bad. I get under contract, and it's a pain to show the house because there's like teenagers there. And they're causing a ruckus. My buyers are going in there just like, oh, excuse me. Oh, you can't go in that room. I'm like, that's fine, I guess. Anyways, luckily a buyer does want it. And I'm like, great. And at my asking price. So I'm like, okay, great. Awesome. Mm-hmm. They put the deposit down. We're set to close. We close on this property. Buyer signs. Seller signs. Seller's wife goes to pick up the check. It's in a little envelope. title company calls me. I'm like, hey, Fernando, come by and pick up your assignment fee. I'm like, great. I'm on my way to pick up some donuts for the people at the title company because I'm like, I like to give them a little something every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving there, got the donuts, driving back, and I get a call. I'm like, hey, the seller's wife here says that they don't want to sell anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? It closed. Everyone signed.
Yeah.
But she got the envelope. She's walking out the door, and I guess her husband, the seller, called her and like, how much is the check for? Instead of $80,000, which he was expecting, because that was on the purchase agreement, it's 30. I'm like, okay, there's a mortgage to pay. You like, did you not know you had a mortgage? He's like, yeah, but that mortgage was supposed to be forgiven X amount of years ago.
What?
And I'm like, okay. Anyways, and I'm like, we are like, it's closed. Like everything is sold, man. Like, why don't you just take? Because I don't want to sell the house if I'm only going to get $30,000 for it. But you can't a mortgage, man. What are you talking? And so he's pissed. I'm also like up to here as well. I'm just like, what are you? And I talked to the title company, like, not really much we can do, because if he doesn't want to sell the house, like, it's nothing, because they hadn't reported to the county yet, so it's basically still in the air, I guess. And so, anyways, they leave the check there.
But they signed and they took a check, right? The money's not in escrow.
So the check was printed. The check was printed, but once they found the amount there,
still in escrow until they deposit it in the bank.
They deposit it. Okay.
Yeah.
They left the check at the title company. Like, we're not accepting this. And so I'm there. I'm freaking out. I literally have my assignment fee in my hand, in the envelope.
I would have went and cashed that.
And I tell them, like, what is there anything we can do? I'm like, not really. Like, if they don't want to sell, they don't want to sell. And it just fell apart. It didn't sell. And
wait, with the checks in hand?
Yeah.
Now, curious, because I've actually never in my history of real estate heard this. How can someone reverse it after they sign it?
Yeah,
I guess it's because it was literally like that hour, or like that 30-minute window where it was like also at the end of the day. So I guess the title company still hadn't like reported it to the county records or whatever. I don't know, something like that. And so, yeah, I mean, basically, like,
to get on my title company, it's like, hey, look, when we sign these things, you guys got to move.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the title company, like, I still do business with them. They're great. I don't think it's their fault. Absolutely not.
Right.
But I'm just like, but yeah, literally, checks, everything, keys went to shit.
Wow.
And I lost out on $10,000 that day, and it hurt like hell.
Damn,
yeah, man, that is crazy, and I just don't understand how someone could like not know that they have a mortgage that they hadn't been paying. Like,
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, sellers are crazy. Sellers are crazy. That's really what I boiled it down to. I could have done so many things too. I could have sued him for specific performance as well.
That's one of the things I was thinking about. Yeah, because I mean, contract was hard at that point. So yeah, you definitely could have.
I could have, yeah, but it's just like at that point I'm just wasting. And this is my way of thinking. I'm just like, I'm wasting so much brain power on this place. I would just find another deal and make the money back some other way.
No, it's a good way to look at it.
I agree.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Wow, I've literally never heard that in my life. Wow. Yeah. So I think something that everyone is also curious on is like, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you when you're going onto someone's property, right? You're putting a note on someone's
Great
house.
Question, Will. Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, to me, I'm like, dude, people are crazy nowadays.
Oh man, I got a great one for you. So this was back when I started, when I was naive and stupid and didn't, rules don't exist. And so there's this great property again in 32504. Funny enough.
Oh, better than 32505. I was thinking you were gonna say that.
Oh no.
That was really gonna be. You gotta stay away.
I now know why you hate my zip code.
Take it off the Wheel of Fortune, man.
Yeah. Well, 32505 is not on my Wheel of Fortune. But so yeah, it's this big lot, this big huge lot in the area, and it's fenced in with like a barbed wire fence. And the house is in the middle of the big lot. And I'm looking at this house. I'm like, this house is great, because it was distressed. I'm like, this house is, I gotta do it, but where do I put the note? And I'm like, okay, I'll just jump the fence. And I jump the fence. And I am walking towards the house.
Oh my gosh.
Walking towards the house. It's looking distressed. I'm like, this is a great house. Hopefully, it'll call me back. Put the note on the door, and I'm walking back. I'm walking back to jump the fence back over. And I don't know if I had my AirPods in or something. I must have, because I didn't hear anything. But I jumped the fence over, and I look back, and there's 3 Rottweilers behind me.
Oh my god! Yeah,
there's 3 Rottweilers behind me, and I think that they didn't catch up to me or hear me in time, because they must have been on the other end of the property. But if they would have definitely torn me up. And
yeah, I don't think you would have stood a chance with 3 of them.
I remember just looking back and thinking that was so close.
That
was a little too close for me, and I will never. And since then, I have never jumped a fence again, because you don't. Trespassing is a real thing too, by the way. But
totally.
Yeah,
Florida, the state that's shaped like a gun.
Exactly. So, in case anyone listening, you don't know what trespassing is, it's a real thing. So please don't jump any fences. Don't be stupid like I was. Leave the sticky note on the fence. They'll see it. I promise you. They'll see the fence. They'll see the note on the fence. So that's probably one of the craziest ones, even though nothing happened to me. But cops being called on me all the time as well. Happens often. Well, yeah, happens. It happens.
Do they just come around and ask what you're doing and stuff, and you just
and you just tell them the truth, like, I'm a real estate investor, I'm looking to buy property, and this is how you get houses? Yeah, I'm just asking around. Okay, do you want? And several times I'm like, do you want me to leave? And they're like, well, we can't technically ask you to leave. Just be careful. I'm like, okay, and that's it.
That's cool, man. So I know we've been going a minute, so kind of getting to more wrapping it up. A lot of people are scared to go full time in real estate. What advice would you give those people currently doing this on the side to make them go in at full force?
Okay, I'll just recommend what I did. I'll just have a good nest egg, save up a good amount of money that you're comfortable with, that you can pay your expenses for 6 months to a year. I would say that's what I did. And also have a proven way of getting deals, a proven system. It can be cold calling, it could be texting, it could be sticky notes, but like really track your numbers in the beginning stage when you have that nest egg of a job, and just find out how much input it takes to get an output. So if you know that 1,000 sticky notes, just an example, if you know 1,000 sticky notes will produce a deal, okay, that gives you security, because if you want to make 10 grand this month, or 20 grand or 30 grand, all you got to do is just, put 3,000 sticky notes or whatever it is, and then I would just say, have those, know your numbers before you jump into it all willy nilly. And,
willy-nilly.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And then if you know your numbers, you should be safe. Like you won't be guessing at that point. You'll actually know what you're doing.
So how do you know the numbers?
You just trial and error. Just do a lot of, like, while you're part-time, just do a lot of volume, get a good idea of how many calls, texts, sticky notes, whatever it is it takes to produce leads, and then how many leads it takes to produce a deal, and then you'll know. It just takes a little bit of time.
Awesome. Now, do you plan on moving into flips, rentals, or any other forms of real estate here over the next couple of years, or are you going to stay solely in wholesaling?
I think for the time being, I just wholesaling, just because it's just such a great, like, cash producing business or asset, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so I like it a lot. I'm definitely planning on expanding it. I'm definitely planning on making it more virtual. I think that's my next goal right now, is I really want to not have it be solely dependent on sticky notes or on me. Exactly. I've already hired somebody to help me out, but I want to expand it more, because I'll be honest with you guys, like I told you this before, but I was in Mexico for 3 weeks, and then I was in Spain for 3 weeks, and I was closing deals just off of just like a follow-up. And so I'm like, I need to find a way so that I can have, like, my location freedom, not tied to to this one area. So I think that's like the next big thing I'm going to be doing for the business. And so, yeah, I'm going to be
you think you'll convert it to like mailers or just basically like, digital marketing to kind of like replace it?
Not sure yet. I'm going to
Okay.
figure that out. I'm figuring that out.
Awesome.
Dude, I think that's sick. So you guys pretty much heard everything on how to get the business started, the good, the bad, the ugly, the Rottweilers. And man, Fernando, I can't thank you enough.
Mhm.
Something that I want you guys just
Thank
to
you,
hear.
guys.
Now, these are all the biggest deals, but it's just 3. Do you happen to know how many deals you've closed?
Oh.
It's somewhere in an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's a good amount. It's a good amount.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just taking your 3 that you mentioned here that you gave us numbers on. First deal, 25 grand. You took 12,500 from it. You did a JV. Amazing thing to do to start off. If you don't know what you don't know, so why not use an expert, right? So and then you could have a result like you did, where you get the contract one day and it's sold the next day based off of the context that someone had. Like, there's no chance, and I think this is really important for people to understand, that you could have made that additional 12,500. You would have just held it. You would have been trying to figure out a buyer by yourself. Maybe the contract would have expired, and then you wouldn't have gotten $12,500 at all. You got 0.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then the next one, 27,000 across the street, and then your slam dunk 37 grand. Just those 3 deals, $76,500. That is healthy. You've only been doing this for what? 3 years? 2.5. Really.
This is year number 3, basically.
This is year 3.
Yeah, this is year 3.
Yeah, so 2.5 rolling into 3, and that's just 3 deals, guys. So you can do it. I'm holding Fernando to it. He puts so much great content out there. He shares everything, as you heard. He's just been an open book here. That's life changing, guys. Like it's up to you. You hear his motivation style. He's giving you exactly the playbook. I mean, $76,500 on 3 deals.
Not counting all the other deals he did.
And not counting all the other deals.
Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing, especially less than 36 months into it. So I can't wait for you to start your podcast and you to release your YouTube channel and make things happen. If you're not following him, where would we find you? And where can someone reach out if they're curious?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Sticky Note Wholesaling.
Love it. I love it.
Reach out to me there, DM me, send me a message, whatever it is. Follow my content because I literally give everything away for free.
And I'm a double down and say everybody interested in wholesaling should definitely follow Alex here because
Fernando.
It's both.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth now. So, Alex is the name he puts on the notes. That's what he gets the calls on. So, but no, give him a follow because I think so many people get into real estate, they overcomplicate it. They think they got to create a business to go buy. But then, Fernando told us that the best way to do it is just to be you going to buy houses. And that's what he does. And again, reminder, what do you put on the notes for when you stick them on the door? What is it you write on there?
Hey, please give me a call back. I have a quick question.
Just give me a buzz, dude. Just give me a buzz.
I love it. It's so ambiguous that you don't. I mean, you're going to call because you're kind of curious, And so, I mean, that's why he gets about 1 out of 3 people calling him back to talk. And so, I think this was great advice for anybody new getting into wholesaling. Great way just to go in and get busy, not overcomplicate it, not spend a lot of money. I mean, what does 1,000 sticky notes cost you? It's nothing.
It's wait, I have the price. It's
I have the price.
6,000 sticky notes will cost you, I think, $112. I think the last time. So 6,000.
Amazon special.
I think it comes out to like 2 cents a note. Something like that.
Crazy. Yeah, that's insane, man. I freaking love it. I love it. And you have leads coming into you. You're not even having to skip trace them and then call them.
Yeah.
It's coming to you. It's incredible, man.
That's great.
So Dude, I can't thank you enough, Sam. Thank you as always. Clean Eats, big shout out. If you guys are on Navy Boulevard in Pensacola, check it out. If you happen to be in Shalimar, Mobile, Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, if you're going to catch a game, watch the Seminoles, you guys are right around the corner from some great eats at Clean Eats. So make sure to check him out. Sam, where can you find us? What do people need to do?
Yeah, so go to our YouTube channel, the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Please hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any deals in the Pensacola area and you want to send them to us to sell them to us, for us to check them out and JV with you, or for us just to look over your deal and give you our advice on it. You know, if you show us a deal and you tell us that, hey, you're just looking at this for you, we do not snake deals. That's not how we do it. Will and I value our integrity and our reputations more than money. Because we can make more money, we can't make any more integrity. So we would never steal a deal, but we love helping people. So if you got one to look, but Will and I are actively buying deals. I mean, we bought 2 deals last week. We closed on one today.
Close on another tomorrow.
Exactly. So we're definitely taking deals down. So if you have a deal in the Escambia County area, Will and I are looking for land that we can build on. So we're definitely in downtown Pensacola. Fernando, get to hunting for us. I don't know where you're going to leave the sticky note on the land, but we definitely
you leave it on a tree. That's what it is.
Exactly. We'll definitely buy some deals. And then if anyone wants to reach out to me personally, my Instagram is Sam_Florida man. So it's real easy to find. But again, our website is the best place to go to shoot us a message. We got a little form to input there, theeliterealestatepodcast.com. Again, we would love to help you out on any kind of deals. And we appreciate everyone for tuning in this each week. We love doing these shows. We love providing knowledge to people. And we love having experts on like Fernando here that no parts of real estate better than we do and can explain it better. And we're so grateful to have you on the show and tell us how you closed all those deals, man. I just think it's incredible. So again, thank you again.
Thank you. No, thank you guys. I had a great time. I'm so glad we did it. Finally.
Yeah.
my fault that it took
Mr. Traveler over there.
No, man,
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Mr. 305.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys. I had a lot of fun and can't wait to do it again.
Yeah,
awesome. We'll definitely be checking in with you probably in the next 12 months. We'll have to have you on because we know now that you're going to be changing up your methods a little bit, so to get off the streets a little bit. So that way we'll definitely have you back probably another 6 to 12 months to tell us what new marketing methods you came up with to keep that inflow going. But again, man, thanks for joining us on the show. And everybody, thanks for listening. Will, do you have anything before we close out?
Yes. If you guys need virtual assistants, feel free to reach out to us. Also, if you need any building materials, any flippers, any new construction guys, any people that you're talking to, Fernando, for your end buyer, we're getting really, really great deals. We can shop over 200 vendors from Tallahassee to Birmingham to Houston, Texas. So lots of great deals on framing packages, foundation packages, interior trim, exterior trim, or exterior windows and doors, and siding. So
my partner Will get you the best prices in the Southeast. Again, just go to the Elite Real Estate Podcast, the form on the bottom. Just put you're interested in building materials. Will give you a call back directly within 48 hours.
I will.
Nice.
So cool, man. Thanks so much for being on. This was a ton of fun. I learned a lot. Have a whole note. I just named it Wholesaling 101. Fernando/Alex. That's what I have this. So, dude, thank you again.
Thanks, dude. Definitely shoot Will and I an invite for the next Mexican Day with Bryce.
We
love.
I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know because it'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
One more thing you wanted to say. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I mean, do you guys still ask the guys for your favorite book or something like that?
Yes.
Love
favorite books. Dude, tell us, what's your book recommendation?
Yes, please.
I mean, every time I listen to your guys' podcast, I always wish someone would say this book because it has just served me so well, and I just think it's something that if you read, you'll just never go hungry again.
Okay.
And I don't know if a lot of people said it, but like $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi has literally changed my life.
So good.
It's literally changed my life.
Man,
he has.
I have the $100 million money models on my counter right now.
I just got it. I just got mine today.
Oh, hell yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah. Sam actually gave that lent that to me.
No, dude, that copy's yours. That one I bought for you.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. I loaned my Tony Robbins book to you. I gifted the Alex Hormozi book.
Thank you. Yes, dude, thank you so much. We always ask that question. Sorry, we almost gypped you on that.
Yeah, dude.
$100 million leads.
Honestly, I was waiting for that. I was like, I hope they ask me about the book.
Oh, dude. No, we just had so many other good stuff, but no, I love Alex Hormozi's material. I actually was talking about him earlier on some of his gym tactics to a friend who has a plunge place. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So no, really cool, man. But again, dude, thank you for joining us. What's that, Will?
Any others or $100 million leads? I need to brush up, and I haven't got the new copy of his book. So Sam, you need to hurry up and read
it.
It's
on my next one. So yeah,
I gotta read it too. I literally just got it today. Another one. I don't want to say the cliche one because everyone says it, but we all read it. It's like Rich Dad
Poor Dad. I didn't. Yeah, I'll write it down every week. I keep it down.
You know what though?
Just good.
It's a good book. I've actually bought copies for people. I've actually bought a copy recently for I got a 15-year-old neighbor that I've been training in the gym lately, and I bought him a copy of that book because if I'm training someone, I'm training their mind too. They gotta be able to provide value for me later.
I think I read it when I was 15, and it just like does a switch in your brain.
Right.
So, but $100 million leads, I think if you read that book, I don't think you'll ever go hungry ever again. I think it's just so great, and it changed my life.
That's awesome, dude.
Love it, man. Again, dude, thanks for joining us. Can't wait to meet again in person. And
absolutely.
And thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode, and we'll see y'all next week on the Elite Real Estate Podcast.
And thanks everybody tuning in live on Facebook. That was cool, getting some comments and stuff. So see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Take care.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.